So we're starting that Motorhead song on our playlist. Everyone go ahead, come into child's pose. On your knees, knees can be wide, knees can be together, hands laid out in front of you, and start breathing. Just wanna make sure everything's working here while you get started. And you're just starting to breathe in child's pose. Looks like we're all good to go. All right. Really feel grounded here in child's pose, sitting back towards the heels, reaching the arms a little closer to the front of the room. And breathe, let the forehead come down. Move the head a little side to side. Rolling the brow bone on the floor, just breathing here, staying in child's pose. Press down to the floor with your hands. Take a deep breath. Maybe start in the Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose, scraping the breath along the throat as you breathe, pretending like you're warming up, the air in your mouth. You're warming up your breath. Take a few more breaths in child's pose. Go ahead, walk both hands over to the left side of your mat, reaching a little more with the right arm. Maybe you put the left hand on top of the right to anchor it down a little bit. Finding a nice stretch in the outer right side of the arm, right underneath. Other side, reach over to the right, both arms. Maybe reach more with the left, stack the right hand on top of the left hand, anchoring that hand down for a nice stretch. Hands back to center, nice and slow. Start to come up to tabletop. Move a little forward and back. Rocking forward and back, hands and knees in your tabletop pose. Find stillness at tabletop, neutral spine. Bring both the knees to center, touching. Tuck the left toes underneath, extend that right leg back, toes pointed down. Flex the toes down to the floor, flex the foot, pressing the heel into an imaginary wall right behind you. Mine's not so imaginary, it actually is right behind me, but I'm not touching it quite yet. And we're gonna pulse the heel in the sky for a count of 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it lifted. Go ahead, point the toe, draw the knee in towards that right elbow. Maybe touch it, extend it back, and lower the knee down to switch sides. Tuck the back right toes, extend the left leg back, toes flexed, pointed down, close the left hip. From here, we press down into the floor and take 12 pulses up, beginning with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and stay. Point the toes, draw the left knee to left elbow. Extend the left leg back and lower it down. Nice. From here, move the hips a little side to side a couple times. Take both hands, walk them over to the right side of your mat, and just step that left foot forward. Sometimes one of these is necessary. Grab the leg and throw it forward, right? Depends where you are today. Inch the left toes closer to the front of your mat, just a few inches. And just start rocking a little forward in that runner's lunge position with the right knee down And then back, lifting the left toes up in your half split or hamstring stretch. Stay here for a moment to breathe. And go ahead, come back into that low lunge. Right knee is down. We're just rocking back again, lifting the left toes. Stay to breathe. Doing this twice more, rock forward and back. Left toes lift, lower the head. You don't need to straighten this left knee here. It can be bent. It can be bent a little, it can be bent a lot. You can have your 2 blocks or block stand-ins next to you here. One more time, rock forward on the left foot and back. Left toes lift, hamstring stretch. Other side, right hand or left hand comes to right side, left knee comes down, walk both hands over to the left side, right foot steps forward, and bring the right hand to the other side of that right foot. Start to lean forward, actually inch those right toes close to the top first. Starting in your runner's lunge, the left knee down. And then we're shifting the hips back, flexing the right toes up. Hands are by your sides or on blocks. And bow the head down. Knee can be bent a little, a lot, or not at all if that feels good for you. Take a breath. Hands walk forward, shift forward, and then back. Right toes lift. Take a breath. Rock forward on the right foot and back. I couldn't resist putting this Motorhead cover in this playlist. So good. One more time, forward on the right foot. Open the left hip a little bit here. And then shift back. Right toes flex up. Bow the head down towards the right knee. Nice job. Go ahead. Come back on the right foot. Hands come over to the left side of your mat. Step the right foot back, tabletop. Hips move a little side to side. From here, we're going to turn the fingertips away from each other so the wrists start to face each other. And if you're flexible in the wrists already, maybe you point the fingertips towards your knees, wrists face forward. You can come anywhere in between those 2 poses. So there can be like a little angle where the wrists are starting to face each other, and that's good too. From here, you can tuck your toes and just start to make little circles in one direction. Let the wrist come up as you inch back towards the heel, shifting your weight back, still making circles. And the other side, reverse your circle. I actually ended up injuring my wrists recently because I realized I wasn't doing enough wrist openers before doing inversions. You know, I like to play around in handstand, usually against the wall. And I was wondering why I had this wrist pain. It was always happening after handstand, go figure, and realized that was the reason. So very important stretch to do. All right, fingertips face forward once again. Press down into the hands. And since we're flowing to stand, we're going to come right up into downward dog. Tuck the toes, lift the heels, or lift the hips, sink the heels, press into the hands, fingertips press down. Right where the fingers meet the palms, press down to the floor. Find stillness at first. Take about 3 breaths, nice and slow. Now that Ujjayi breath is when you breathe in and out through the nose, nice and controlled, and the breath ends up coming out a little bit hot. And one of the reasons we breathe this way, it's a pranayama technique, and it's meant to control the breath more. So you're not just like in and out through the mouth. Now you can start to pedal out the heels, lifting one up and down, bending each knee at a time. Take a few breaths. Three breaths here. And go ahead, bend the knees, lower the knees down. Walk the hands back towards the thighs. Stay lifted, so don't sit down on the heels, stay lifted. Bring the hands to hips. Actually, I'm gonna turn to face you, but stay facing forward, just so you can see the pose better. We're gonna kick out that left foot to left side, and plant the bottom, the sole of the foot down on the floor. Point the left toes forward. You can bring the left hand to left hip, right arm reaches up, and we side bend over gently to the left. Doesn't have to be drastic. Actually, my practice will look very interesting today. I don't know why I don't follow Iyengar's teaching and I finish a burrito right before yoga class. Great idea, everybody. Don't do it though. Bend a little more. Reach up, switch sides. Left foot comes out. Toes point forward, right hand and right hip. Left arm up and over. And come down. Come down to tabletop pose. Oops, stuck the paper. Hands and knees. And now from here, we're gonna tuck the toes, lift the knees, come into plank pose. Now during this practice, we're gonna do a good number of mini vinyasas. Now, why don't you stay in plank while I show you what a mini vinyasa is. We're gonna do something like a low lunge. We're gonna step it back. You can either do a chaturanga with knees down or lifting, and then come right into down dog. Or you can come to plank and right into down dog. You can skip that chaturanga business, okay? So we're all in plank still, good job. Go ahead, take the left foot, step it forward between the hands. Come onto your fingertips or your blocks, right next to your left foot on either side, up to you. I'll do without my blocks. We're gonna shift forward and back a little bit, starting to open up that right hip, but also starting to bring energy into that left thigh. Really use your breath here, syncing your breath with this shifting movement forward and back, coming onto the toes, pressing back into that back right heel. Nice. Now plant the hands, left foot steps back, either come high to low, chaturanga, or meet us right into downward dog from that plank position. Now during this whole practice, just repeating what I just said, totally up to you. You can either come right to plank to downward dog, or you can do plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Let's come to plank again. Step the right foot forward between the hands, other side. Keep that back left knee lifted. Shifting forward and back. Pressing into that left heel. Opening up that left hip. Again, bringing strength into that right thigh. Couple more times, syncing with your breath. Nice, hands plant, step the right foot down or back into plank pose, chaturanga, or right into downward facing. Now from here, we're gonna lift that left leg up, bring it nice and high. So you can open up the hip, you can roll that left ankle a couple times. Close the hip, draw the left knee to nose, and step it through. Between the hands, lower the back right knee. You can untuck the toes if you'd like. Sweep the arms up. Look up towards the sky if you'd like. You can interlace the hands and rest the head on the hands. You can make the pose look really easy this way. And the key word is look really easy. Nice. Hands come down. Left foot back. Again, either chaturanga or right to downward dog. When you meet us in downward dog, left foot plants, right foot lifts. Immediately you can open the hip, why not? Roll out that right ankle, make little circles. Close the right hip, draw right knee to nose. Step it through. Between the hands, left knee lowers. You can untuck the toes, sweep the arms up. Your lunge here, you can interlace the hands. Rest the head on the hands. Take a few breaths. Don't be afraid to bring a little smile to your face. I hate telling people to smile, but this is one of those instances where if you put an emotion on your face, an expression on your body, it kind of reflects internally how you feel. Of course, unless some guy on the street tells you to smile, very much does the opposite effect. Bring the hands down, step back, plank pose, high to low, or downward facing. Now start to pedal at the heels, maybe to the beat of the music as the song starts. Just kind of channeling the power of the song. Left foot steps forward, no need to lift the leg. Lower that right knee down to the floor, untuck if you'd like, sweep the arms up. Now from here, we're doing a little differently. Bring the right hand down to the floor or a block. Left arm reaches back. And you can do a deep quad stretch if you'd like, grabbing the foot. You can also stay here, reaching back. You still get a nice opening in that front right hip. Otherwise, you can bend the knee and grab the foot. And we release to our mini vinyasa. Step the left foot back, plank, chaturanga, or right to downward dog. Press into the floor. Maybe you're starting to feel these downward dogs. Maybe you already are. Feeling a little sweat. This time the right foot steps forward between the hands, left knee lowers, untuck toes if you'd like. Sweep the arms up. Our low lunge here. Left hand can lower down to floor or block. We twist open to the right, reach back with the right arm, either grabbing that foot or staying without the foot in the hand. Now, if your deep quad stretch looks more like this, where your right knee is at more of a 90-degree angle, and you're more directly on the top of that left knee, that's a sign you should maybe wait to do that pose and release the foot. Because when you're right on the top of the knee, it's not very good for it. Everyone release that back left foot, plank pose, high to low, or to downward dog. Pedal it out, take 3 deep breaths. Now we're inching closer to standing pose. So left leg's gonna lift up this time. Draw the left knee forward, step through, keep that back knee lifted off the ground, and rise up for our crescent lunge. Find your power here. Use the music to fuel you here. Engage the core, suck the belly in, and start to get a little bit lower. So try not to bend the knee too much. Press back into the right heel and let the knee lower down almost in the same kind of straight, almost line. It's already happening to your back right leg. Lower down as low as you can without touching the floor. Take 2 breaths to stay. Press down into the floor with the left foot. On an exhale, come down, plank pose. Chaturanga or right to downward dog. I'm gonna do my chaturanga now. We meet in our downward dog. And from here, we lift up that right leg, draw the knee forward, step it through. Again, the same thing on the other side. Press into the right foot, start to rise. Crescent lunge. Press into that back left heel. Again, if that left knee is bent, not a big deal, but press into the left heel, see if you can get lower in this shape. Use that Ujjayi breath. Find a focal point at the front of your room. Get lower. 2 more breaths. And come down, high to low, or chaturanga, or downward dog, whatever you want to do. Pedal out the legs in downward dog. We're all meeting here. We're getting really close to standing. From here, left leg steps forward, back up to crescent lunge, sweep the arms up. We're changing this pose a little bit here. Get low to start. Maybe you feel shaky. Maybe you start to feel sweaty. Start to lean forward, reach the arms. Shift your weight more into that front left foot. Then we're going to step forward with the right foot to chair pose. Nice job. See you guys doing it. Nice. Sink down low. Now we're going to come out of this the same way we went in. So right foot steps back, crescent lunge. Hands come down, left foot back, vinyasa or meet in downward dog. Now kudos to you if you're doing all those vinyasas, all those chaturangas. It's a lot of work, so nice job. Other side, right foot steps forward, crescent lunge, press down, lift up. Get down lower, press into that back left heel. Suck in the belly, look forward. Lean forward, reach the arms. Look down maybe at the front right foot. Weight in your front right foot, step left foot forward, chair pose. Stay, get lower. Again, coming out the same way we went in. Left foot steps back and hands come down. Plank pose, chaturanga, or downward facing dog. Let's take a little break, shall we? After you come to downward dog, lower the knees. Sit back for child's pose. Stay in child's pose. Maybe you take a little sip of water. Take a few moments to collect yourself, breathe. Maybe let your heart rate come down a little bit more. When you're ready, let's meet in tabletop. Hands and knees. Let's take a few cat-cows to kind of move toward that standing a little bit slower. Inhale, dip the belly, bend the elbows, look forward. Lift the tailbone. Press down around the spine, tailbone tucks underneath, chin to chest. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, round the spine. Another round, inhale. Exhale. And neutral spine. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward dog, and from here, hop, step, or jump both feet to the front of your mat. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna fix something over here. There you go. We're in forward fold, Uttanasana. Feet are underneath the hips. Fingertips can come down toward the floor. Maybe they grab the shins up there. Maybe come down here to the ankles. It's up to you. Start bending one knee at a time. You can always use your blocks here to rest your hands. One knee bending at a time, looking left and right as you do it. Releasing the head here too. Like a really slow way to shake the head now. From here, find stillness. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Press into the hands, really lift the head, and then drop the gaze down and a little bit forward, maybe about 6 inches above the mat. Exhale to fold. Couple more times. Inhale, halfway. Roll the shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades together, maybe lift the arms and elbows in towards the torso. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees one more time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Now really bend the knees, press into the feet, reach the arms up to rise. And we've made it all the way to standing pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes, press into the floor. Nice tall body here. Reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Drawing the toes up off the floor, making even bigger arch in the feet. Shoulders roll down and back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Let's take the left foot first. Step it back for warrior one pose. Hips are facing forward. Reach the arms up, but lowering the shoulders down. So as you do that, you might find that, at least for me, I have to bend the elbows here to really bring my shoulders down. Otherwise, my whole back lifts up because of a shoulder injury. So really you have to know your body to follow instructions. From here, lower the arms down by your sides, interlace behind your back, peel the chest open with an inhale, looking up. With an exhale, humble warrior, chest to right thigh. If you have that strap and you like to use it, you can be grabbing the strap instead of interlacing your hands. Press into the right foot, lift the arms up, open up warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2 pose. Arms are strong, reaching forward and back. Look forward down the right arm. Find your focal point, your drishti. Take a few breaths. And let's go ahead, flip the palm. Right palm lifts up overhead. Reverse your warrior. And let's come down, right forearm to right thigh. Left arm over left ear. I love the standing sequence. I think it's really the perfect set of poses to do standing. You get side bends, you get back bends, you get standing. If you'd like to drop that left arm behind your back, you can. You can also try to wiggle it around. Maybe the fingertips start to come to the inside of the right thigh if you have a little bit of mobility in that left shoulder. If you want to make this even harder for yourself, you can do the full bind, dropping down. Another thing you can do in this side angle pose is not lean into the right arm at all. Bring that left arm back overhead, and right arm reaches up as well. Now, if you're really feeling powerful today, maybe you start to lower that right shoulder down and lift up again, kind of pulsing with that right leg. Nice little side core workout. Let's all meet in warrior two. Nice job. Let's take it down. Hands come down, line the front right foot. Step it back. Let's skip this vinyasa. Let's go right to downward dog. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step one foot, then the other forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up, right foot steps back. Warrior one pose. Looking forward, hips facing forward. Nice, strong, steady base. Now, if this were me taking the class instead of teaching it, I would be like totally rocking out the whole time, not being still, but I won't do that because it would be very annoying for you to watch. But feel free to move around in any way you like to do, especially to the music. It's your practice. You're in the comfort of your own home. Who cares? Do whatever you want. Bring the arms down by your sides, interlace behind your back, peel the chest open with an inhale. Exhale, chest comes down to left thigh. Again, you can use that strap if you have it already. Press into the left foot, rise again, arms reach up, and we open up for warrior two. Go ahead and roll out the wrists here, making little circles. Find your gaze on your left arm, looking forward. Get a little lower, maybe inch those left toes closer to the front. Flip the left palm, reaching up and over, reverse. And we come down for side angle, Parsvakonasana. Right arm over right ear. Chest is open to the right side of your room. Now see how I have a lot of space between my left ear and left shoulder? I don't want to lower that down here. I want to keep that space. Pretend like there's a tennis ball right between my left ear and my left shoulder. Now you can lower that right arm behind your back, walk those fingertips to the inside of the left thigh, if that's available to you. It takes a lot of time to gain that mobility. So if you don't have that right now, that's something that you'll gain with constant stretching of the shoulder. Maybe you take the full bind. Maybe you do that power move. Let's call it a power move, why not? Right arm over right ear once again. We lift the left arm off the left thigh. If you're here and you're feeling it, dip the left shoulder. Maybe do a few, as many as you want. Nice, let's come down, high to low. Step left foot back and to downward facing. Sometimes this pose feels easier after we, compare it to other poses we're doing. Maybe it gets even harder. Depends on where your energy is at today. Let's look forward, hop, step, or jump, both feet to the front. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. And the knees slowly roll to stand. Nice. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hands come down to heart center. Now, let's do eagle pose. It's a really nice balance. We're gonna start, I'm gonna face you. I'm gonna start by planting the right foot down into the floor. From here, let's start to bring the energy into that left leg. Flex the left toes up and lift the left foot off the floor. See if you can get that left knee at the same height as your left hip. We're coming to this slower than we usually do. Nice. Start to bend the right knee, cross the left over, either staying like this or maybe you hook the foot around the back of the right calf. You don't have to do eagle pose. From here, we're gonna have that right arm come out and left arm come over, interlacing the hands, sinking down, neutral spine. So open the chest, trying to lean forward too much, but sink down. Find your focal point. Press into the floor for 3, for 2, and slowly 1. Don't come right out of it yet. Lift that left leg and step it down. Nice job. I see you guys doing it. Perfect. Other side, left foot plants. Right foot lifts. Knee at the height of your right hip. Right toes are flexed up towards the sky. Energy in the entire leg. Slowly crossing it over. Maybe tucking behind. Left arm out, right arm on top. Lift the chest up, sink down, hips lower. I always struggle knowing which side to move my hands to find my drishti. I'm like, oh, shifting left or right, not sure. As long as you can see that focal point, you're good. For 3, 2, slowly lift the right leg. See if you can balance standing here. Stay for 3, 2, and step it down. Nice. Undo the arms. I'm gonna take a step back so you can see my face. Just standing, looking forward. Let's just cross that right arm in front of the chest, hold in with the left. Just gather ourselves here, catch our breath. Switching sides, left arm in front of the chest, hold in with the right. Nice job. Now, something I wanted to do, since I made such a powerful playlist with tons of like 80s, some thrash, stuff like that, dancing, I mean, come on. Let's go find a wall. And you probably know what's gonna happen now that I'm facing away from the wall. Let's do like a quick 1-minute wall sit, maybe even less. Depends how long we're feeling, okay? So if you come out of the wall sit early, feel free to take malasana, squat pose. Feel free to put your block underneath your butt and just wait for us to finish if that's how you're feeling today. But see if you can stay with us, all right? So sorry for Instagram, guys. You can't see me, but I'm doing a wall sit if you want to join. So go ahead, find your wall. I will time us. Let's come down. You can start high up. You don't have to have this like crazy 90-degree angle of your hips and your knees. Do what feels good for you. I'm not going to come into your house and make sure you're doing it. All right, stopwatch has started. I used to start classes every day like this for like a month in the hottest days of summer. And a few people didn't come back after that, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Press into the wall, lower back, pressing in. You know, if you start to have a really hard time with it, maybe you lean down, kind of brings it into a more relaxed position. See if you can sit back, press the back into the wall as well. If you're like, this isn't enough, Tina, I need more power. Maybe you start to lift the heels and get lower. Whew. We're almost in a barre class right now. Press into the wall, stay with me. Enjoy the music. Maybe turn your music up even louder and just move your head to it, just getting through that burn, that really slow, powerful burn here. That's about a minute. Nice job. Heels lower down if you have them lifted. Press against the wall. Let's widen those feet. Come back to your mat if you walked away. Take Malasana. Nice job. Maybe you're still doing a wall sit. I don't know. Good commitment. Honestly, that minute went by really fast. Now, since we went from low to standing positions and we're back down on the floor, feel free to take that power down to the floor with you. Maybe you come into your crow pose. Maybe you're just learning how to prep the crow pose. Maybe it's your first yoga class. You know, I think there's a lot of new people today, so that's awesome. So when you come into crow, it's a lot better to start in crow when you're in Malasana because you're already opening the hips. Your arms are already basically where they're at when you come into that arm balance. So crow looks super difficult, and it is, you know, it's a difficult pose. But that little trick in your mind where you suddenly get the pose comes when you press the back of the arms into that inner part of like the shin and kind of the calf as well in each leg. So let's go ahead, press the arms down into the legs. Press the triceps down into the legs, really press, and press the legs back into the arms as well. So you're squeezing both into each other. Nice, this is hard work. I'm already sweating, right? So if you want to take it to the next level, hands come down, and then you're just gonna lean and press the arms into the legs, lean forward, look down, come back to regular Malasana. Another step is to lean forward and lift the hips off the heels. Whew, that's a lot of work. Let's lower down. Taking it one step at a time so it doesn't have to be scary. We're leaning forward for another step, lifting the hips, maybe lifting one toe, maybe the other. Maybe that's where you stop. Maybe you just start lifting one toe, then the other. Now, if you're really solid in your crow, maybe you try shooting back into your low push-up chaturanga, which I can't do. I'm near the wall. Also, I think, you know, I just ate too recently. I don't want to go into that. So nice job. I can see you guys doing it. Nice. So it's about time to start coming down, catching our breath, and just kind of enjoying, you know, the solid practice we just did. Come down onto your mat, onto your backs. Go ahead, come down, knees are bent towards the sky. You know, if you know me and you know my classes, I love ending on our backs in some bridge poses before we finish. I'm gonna fix my hair so I can actually do the poses. Arms can come down by your sides, press into the feet, lift the hips. So we use a lot of quad work today, some glutes as well. So let's finish it off strong. Press into the feet, press up, feel it in the quads. Sometimes it's nice to bring the arms overhead onto the floor above your head. See how that feels. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting more of an ab workout here because I don't have my arms right there to press me up. It's more in my core and my quads. Now, wherever you are, let's pulse for 15 counts, staying lifted in your bridge for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe to the music a little slower, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 lower down. Let's take a lying figure 4, cross that right foot over the left thigh, lift the left foot if you'd like, interlace under the left thigh, or on top of the left shin. You can actively flex both feet or relax them. And breathe here. If you want a deeper stretch in this pose, you can take that right foot, really flex the foot, and bring the arch of the foot to the inner left arm right on top of the bicep. Maybe you can actually extend that left leg down a little bit. Maybe you had the knee bent. Still getting a really deep opening of the hip. Wherever you are, we're going to open up to half happy baby. So left foot comes down to the floor, knee bent, and open up the right hip to right side, grabbing the bottom of the right foot. Nice, release, other side. Right foot comes down, left foot over right thigh. Lift up, come into your lying figure 4. Flexing both feet or not. You can either stay here or bring it into a deeper hip opener. Really flexing the left foot, bringing the sole of the left foot, the arch to the inner right arm, right into the top of the bicep. You can grab that left shin, release that right leg down to the floor, or bend the knee, bring it down. I don't think my hips want to do a really deep pose today, so I'm going to bend the right knee a lot. Nice, half happy baby. So everyone lower the right foot down to the floor, left leg out to the left side, flexing the left foot, and rocking a little side to side if you'd like to. And here's your opportunity to use your creative energy to kind of do whatever last pose or poses you like. It's about that time during class. Some people like to end with an inversion. Maybe you cannot get through a yoga class without trying a headstand or a handstand or whatever it is that you just need to get out of your system. Sometimes I just need to go upside down. Doesn't matter what it is. If that's kind of your way of thinking, maybe you like to do plow. I always love plow. I always talk about plow. Let's just do plow if you have no idea what to do. It's nice to have a wall behind you if you have that. Flipping the legs overhead, arms pressed down nice and strong so you don't bring too much weight into your neck. You want to avoid bringing too much weight into the neck. Sometimes you can get fancy and rest the knees on the forehead. Nice. Maybe you end in regular Shavasana, lowering down, flat back, or you can open the knees, coming into Barre, reclined bound angle pose. You can rest your hands on your inner thighs. You can put blocks underneath your knees, which I have, but I won't use. Oh, I'm so tired now. And whatever Shavasana you're in, we're taking a deep breath in. Exhale, release out through the mouth. Deep breath in, fill the lungs. Hold the breath in. Big exhale through the mouth. Start your natural breath. Stay down in your Shavasana. Keep your eyes closed. And just find a moment to find your happy place. Your eyes are closed, imagining your favorite place. Maybe it's your favorite place in the house, but maybe you're sick of imagining your house or seeing it. So maybe imagine somewhere like the beach or a park. And just go to your favorite spot in your favorite place. Sitting in the sand. You're going into your friend's house, sitting at their dinner table. Maybe at your favorite park, sitting at a bench. And we just sit here, in Shavasana, sitting there in your spot. Observe your body. Observe your breath. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. And slowly find your way to seated. Taking your time, no rush. We're seated together, hands at our heart center. Imagining everyone in this class, I think there's about 30 of you, maybe more. Imagining all of us in a yoga studio, just kind of feeling everybody's energy pulsing throughout the room, feeling the music pulse through the floor, in through our body. The community is here. We're just not right next to each other. But imagine that we are. Everyone take a deep inhale in, holding the breath. And exhale something you do not need through the mouth. One more breath in, sipping in gratitude. Again, releasing something you do not need. Remembering your friends and family are there for you. They're only a text, a call, a Facebook message away. And feeling thankful for everything you have. The light and dark in me loves and honors the light and dark in you. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. Just I like to say this after class because as you know, we're uploading these to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, check out our Facebook if you want to watch the live classes. They're happening every week, multiple times a week. So thanks for joining.